My name is Daniel Arobus. I'm speaking on behalf of UC Golden, a community group with over 2,500 members. The mayor's recommendation to build the Regent's Bridge is a bad decision. Bad because the city's own analysis confirms that among the projects studied, the bridge provides among the poorest congestion relief, imposes the greatest environmental damage, and comes with the highest project cost. We are asking you to reject the mayor's recommendation in favor of a more rational approach. Traffic studies report letter grades like we used to get in school to assess the impacts of a proposed project. These grades here are straight out of the EIR. They show the segment level of service along Genesee Avenue and part of Regents Road. Currently, the report card reads 3 Ds and 2 Cs. Doesn't look so good, but according to traffic planners, a D or better is acceptable. Now, if we build nothing, the EIR says that in 25 years, the service levels along Genesee will degrade to F. If we build the bridge, we get 3 Ds, an E, and an F, which is pretty lousy. By contrast, the widening project results in much, much better service, all Cs. With the widening, we get improvements of 3 whole service levels along Genesee. Indeed, the widening is so effective that the results here are virtually indistinguishable from those you get from doing both projects. Here is all the data, all the segment data from the EIR. Let's compare the bridge and the widening. It's quite a report card. And let's ask how many times among the 31 road segments studied does the bridge do better than the widening? The answer is once. Now, how many times does the widening do better than the bridge? 10 times. Now, if that report card wasn't big enough for you, let's do the grades on intersections. Here are all the intersections. How many times does the bridge do better than the widening? 4 times. And how many times does the widening do better than the bridge? 13 times. Here's what the study said. To travel on Genesee from La Jolla Village Drive to Governor Drive, it would take 16.2 minutes with no project, 15.6 minutes if the bridge were built, and 12.5 minutes with the widening. The widening does a much better job again. Now, we've done our own job of analyzing the EIR by adding up the morning and afternoon through delay times at intersections on Genesee all the way from Route 52 to Eastgate Mall. This provides a partial picture of the total delay for the commute. And again, we find the same result. The widening beats the bridge by several minutes. An 11th hour memo was generated by Fire Chief Jarman just 2 weeks ago in which she analyzed the improvement in response times with the bridge. This is the first such analysis since the EIR process began over 3 years ago. The details of this memo are quoted in the mayor's report. We just heard from Chief Jarman herself. Chief Jarman considers 3 emergency scenarios. In the first, Station 35 in North University City is to respond to a call at Regents Road and Governor Drive. Without the bridge, Jarman says this route would cover 2.57 miles. With the bridge, 1.5 miles. This seems a substantial reduction. However, it is quite wrong. My UCSD colleague, Dr. Ilya Zaslavsky, who is director of Spatial Information Systems Laboratory at the San Diego Supercomputer Center, finds that the straight line distance between Station 35 and Regents and Governor is 1.78 miles. How could the bridge take 1.5 miles? Chief Jarman would have us believe that the distance Engine 35 would travel via the bridge is shorter than if it flew. How the bridge does this, I do not know. So here's a summary of our results. Skipping to the averages, we find that Chief Jarman overestimates the improvement due to the bridge by almost a factor of 3. The actual average improvement is only 11%. Another one of the underwhelming considerations is the equitable distribution of traffic. The argument is that north-south traffic should somehow be split between Genesee Avenue and Regents Road. Let's look at this more closely. According to the 2000 census, Genesee is virtually the exact dividing line for population in South UC, with 6,800 people to the west and 6,700 people to the east. Relative to Regents, 3,100 people are to the west and 10,400 are to the east. Where is the equity in splitting traffic between Genesee and Regents? Another underwhelming consideration was commerce. Here's a map of UC. Now, note the 3 freeways and the 20 north-south lanes within 2.5 miles, with commitments to expand to 26. Now, where are the businesses? The businesses are overwhelmingly along Genesee Avenue or east of Genesee Avenue. It's in their best interest to relieve congestion on Genesee. And with the widening project, that's how it will be done. The widening project relieves the congestion on Genesee, and incidentally, the widening is mostly simply a median reduction followed by restriping. Elsewhere, there are local shopping centers, which, as we've heard, serve their communities well. There is no compelling commercial need for this bridge. Now, one major impact that the bridge would have is added trips through communities. Here again, the bridge does the worst possible job. Offering feeble relief for Genesee, the bridge draws a vast majority of trips from other sources. And since these are north-south trips, the only answer can be the freeways. We've added up the segment ADT on Regents and Genesee at various points and compared with the no-project alternative to find the difference. And we can see that the bridge always draws more trips through the community than the widening, up to 14,000 extra trips. Why is this a good thing for University City, to stick freeway trips through our community, past residences, schools, and parks? Now, one thing not discussed in the EIR is cost information. And this is unfortunate because you, as council members, are entrusted with making sound economic decisions for the city. Fortunately, the estimated project costs are included in the 2007 North University City FBA, and here they are. The bridge would cost over $36 million, about $31 million in FBA fees, $1 million in Transnet revenues, and $4.2 million in unidentified funds. Where will those funds come from? The widening is projected to cost $12 million less, with zero in unidentified funds.